Superheroes come in all kinds of shapes, sizes, genders, and colors. And some of those heroes don't get enough representation on the big screen. 2017 was an important year for representation because we got Wonder Woman, which finally gave us the first big-budget female superhero film. Now, in 2018, Black Panther comes to bring us more representation, not as being the first black superhero film, but the first to do something much more. And let's face it, 6 other black superheroes already beat Black Panther to the big screen.
Show's over.
Says who?
Says Meteor Man.
It all started with Meteor Man in 1993, then Blank Man in 94, both Steel and then Spawn in 97, and Blade in 1998, who ended up getting his own trilogy. And then there's Hancock in 2008. Now, 10 years after Hancock, we get Black Panther. What makes this film so special is who it really represents. But before I give my review of the new film, let's take a look at some of the history first. Black Panther may not have been the first black superhero to get his own movie, but he was the first when it came to comics. Black Panther is the OG, the very first black superhero in mainstream American comic books. Next came the Falcon, then Jon Stewart, Luke Cage, and then Black Lightning. All of them have since made the transition to live action, except Stewart. And all of it was possible because of Black Panther paving the way. The Black Panther was created by Stan Lee and Jack Kirby in the early 60s. This was Kirby's original concept sketch for the character. Stan Lee got the idea for the name of Black Panther from a pulp adventure hero who had a Black Panther as a sidekick. And I have to mention that the name Black Panther has no connection to the political Black Panther Party of the 60s. Stan Lee had already picked out the name before the political group even formed. Black Panther first appeared in Fantastic Four, number 52 in July of 1966, during the Silver Age of comics. And in issue 52 in May of 1968, he joined the Avengers. Black Panther has been an important character in Marvel Comics for over 50 years, but it wasn't until 2016 that he got the spotlight. Captain America: Civil War not only brought us Black Panther in live action, but it gave him a successful transition to the mainstream. So why are most of us just hearing about him now? The answer is a lack of exposure. Unless you read comic books, you most likely don't know about Black Panther. Even though he did make a cameo in X-Men the animated series in 1995, but blink and you'd miss him. The only other way you might have seen him on TV was in the Fantastic Four's animated series, which his origin story is told in an entire episode. But not many people watched the series. Most kids were watching other shows like X-Men. And speaking of the X-Men, Black Panther eventually married one of them, Storm. He brought her to Wakanda and made her his queen. You might ask, what's Wakanda?
Wakanda, Wakanda.
Here's your Black Panther 101. Black Panther's name is T'Challa, and he's from the Kingdom of Wakanda, which is a small East African nation that borders Ethiopia. You still haven't heard of it? Well, that's because they keep it a secret. Like Wonder Woman's home of Themyscira, Wakanda is also concealed by an invisible shield.
Incredible! The real foliage is concealing a man-made jungle of steel and wire.
For centuries, Wakanda has remained in isolation and is now considered the most technologically advanced nation on the planet. However, outside of the capital city lies a number of primitive tribes and religious cults, like the Panther cult, Lion, Crocodile, and the White Gorilla cult. Man-Ape is one of the members of the White Gorilla and an enemy of the Black Panther. You can see him in the new film. He's called M'Baku. He's of the Jabari tribe and one of Wakanda's greatest warriors. second only to T'Challa. Another enemy of Black Panther and the main villain of the new film is Eric Killmonger. But Black Panther's arch-villain is Ulysses Klaue, a Dutch scientist who developed a weapon that can transform sound into pure energy.
For years, the world called me mad to hunt for what that mound of yours contains. Pure vibranium.
In the comics, Klaue killed T'Challa's father, and in revenge, T'Challa took his sound weapon and shot Klaue's hand. The story plays out a little differently in the Marvel films, where Ultron is the one who severs Klaue's hand.
Do I look like Iron Man Stark? I'm sorry.
In the comics, the sound weapon later backfires, transforming Klaue into solid sound, which gives him a new red look. Klaue also sports a sonic emitter on his right wrist. The reason why Klaue is on Wakanda is to steal a mineral called vibranium. That same metal is what Captain America's shield is made of. This is also where Black Panther gets his powers.
And T'Challa, hereditary chieftain of the Wakandas.
The Black Panther is the ceremonial title given to the chief of the Panther tribe. In addition to ruling the country, he is also the chief of its various tribes. The Panther is a symbol of office, which is head of the state. It's a hereditary title, but still must be earned. As chief of the nation, the Black Panther is entitled to eat a special heart-shaped herb that gives him the connection to the Wakandan Panther god, which grants him superhuman senses, also enhanced strength, speed, and healing factors. In addition to his abilities, the Black Panther is also complete with vibranium claws, and has a suit made of vibranium mesh, so stabbing him or shooting him is pointless. And now my thoughts on the new film.
Let's go.
Black Panther is an event. Not only did it set the record for pre-ticket sales, but it lands right in the middle of Black History Month. In its opening weekend, the film grossed over $192 million. And that wasn't even counting Monday, on the 4-day weekend. African American people have not seen themselves represented in this way on the big screen for a mainstream superhero film literally ever. We've seen other films take one actor to play a hero, but Black Panther takes an entire cast and represents Africa's roots. And at the same time, it has the backing of being a part of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. It has momentum from all of the other films that have led up to this. Introducing Black Panther in Civil War and setting us up for his solo adventure has great progression, which was important to attract moviegoers of all kinds. As for the film, standouts for me were the costumes and the world building. The wardrobe is what costume designer calls Afrofuturistic, which takes a tribal look and blends it with metal. Killmonger is a great villain, and once you connect with him, in many ways you understand him. And lastly, my favorite, the Dora Milaje. These are Black Panther's female bodyguards. These warriors train and are willing to die for their king. It was something I've been waiting to see ever since I saw one of them in Civil War.
Move, or you will be moved.
That's Io. I just love that the king has female bodyguards. I just think it's really cool. Out of all the Dora Milaje, Okoye stole every scene. It's also nice to see that she got upgraded to Infinity War, which comes out in May. Overall, I give the film a B+. If this film was bad, it would have been really upsetting for a lot of people. I'm really glad that it was as great as it was. But what did you think? I hope you liked the review. Leave your comments down below. Please like and subscribe, and we'll see you next time.